Our first guest tonight is an Emmy Award-winning writer, actor, and comedian. New episodes of her podcast, the Sarah Silverman Podcast, are released on Thursdays. Please welcome back to the show our dear friend, Sarah Silverman. How are you, Sarah?
Hi, Precious.
It's so lovely to lay eyes on you. I do want to start by checking in on your father. When we last spoke in the fall, you were on the way to dress his wound. He had hurt his foot. Mm-hmm. You even, I believe at the time, were voting to have the foot removed, so badly was it injured.
I was team cut it off because
Right.
I think it would be cool if he had like a prosthetic foot, but I was the only one on that team.
And
But,
so he still has the foot?
He still has the foot.
Good.
It's fair to middling, I would say.
Does your dad visit you in LA? Is it nice to see him when he comes out?
Yeah, he was out here and he actually got a pacemaker put in his heart. And he was out the same day. It was like crazy, but he had a couple zingers he told me about during that experience. He like went in, the nurse came in and was explaining what was going to happen, what the procedure was going to be, and he's like, "Why are you telling me? Tell the doctor." And then the doctor came in, and I think this is an oldie, but he said, "Will I be able to play the piano after this?" And the doctor said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh, good, because I've never been able to play it before." And then, the anesthesiologist came in, and he was like, "No way, no, you are not putting me to sleep. I am not falling for it." And the guy's like, "Count back from 100. He goes, "No, I'm not gonna." And then that was the last thing he could remember.
Having a daughter in comedy, it seems like he has no shame in sharing these jokes.
He loves being old. He, we were at this sandwich place we go to. This is pre-Pam. And we go to this sandwich shop that we all like. And we were there. And these two huge muscle guys walked up to my dad on their way out and were like, "Hey," you're doing this to him. And then they left and we were like, "What was that?" And he goes, "Oh, when I went to refill my Coke, I saw those two muscle guys. So I went over and I go, you know what? I think I might kick the out of one of you." 'Cause he knows that people love it. He loves being old. And I feel like I'm really becoming him because when I walk my dog Mary, who's like this big, when she walks up to people, I always go, "Mary, attack," and I'm just like, that's what my dad would say, so stupid. And then I'm also so becoming my mom. Like I was in line at 7-Eleven and the kid in front of me is 19, was buying Doritos and orange soda, and I just can't. And I was like, really? You can't get a bag of almonds for the same price?
That's good. I do think that's the kindest tribute we can pay our parents, is to just slowly turn into them.
I can't believe it. I'm doing just everything that made me want to die.
You're probably doing something else that your parents did back in the day. I've heard that you have been spending the pandemic watching a lot of Columbo.
That's so funny because actually I was telling my dad, we're watching Columbo, and he goes, "Oh my God, I know every episode of Columbo. Name one episode." I go, "All right, the one with Ruth Gordon." And he's like, "Next." And I go, "Okay, Johnny Cash is thief." And he goes, "What's that?" "No, I don't. Next." I must have mentioned 8 different ones. He didn't know any of them, but I'm my boyfriend and I have just been obsessed with watching Columbo, mostly me, and I love it so much. And then we were, we don't spend every night together. I'm a modern woman and I need space. But I was alone one night and I go, "I really want to watch a Columbo. Do you mind?" And he's like, "No, I don't mind." And I watched this Columbo and it was a magician in it. I think Ricardo Montalban was in it. And they revealed a magic trick, and I'm not a fan of magic, but I was like, "Oh my God, I'm going to do this when Rory's here." So then I go, "Pick a number from 1 to 5. And he said 3. And I go, "Look under the blender." He looks under the blender. There's a note. It says, "I knew you would pick number 3. He was like, "No way!" And we're laughing, and I felt pretty cool. And then he goes, "What is it, like a psychology thing, like most people pick 3?" And I go, "No." He goes, "What if I picked number 1?" I go, "Look under the stapler." It's like, we were laughing so hard because it's so dumb. Like, it's just legwork. Magic is just legwork.
In general, you're not a fan of magic? Yeah.
No, I don't know why. I'm not proud of this, but it enrages me. I feel like I would be somebody who would like burn a witch at the stake in Salem or something. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Not that I relate to that now, but when I feel like the rage I feel when I see magic, I don't know what it is. It's not rage, but I'm just like, so what? He learned a trick.
Yeah.
But I guess that's what comedy is too, so.
Well, I think the difference is, and again,
Ponytail?
my rage towards magic, I want to make it clear, is also irrational. But when you see comedy, you don't go backstage to somebody after they told a joke and say, "How did you do it?" Because the joke, you're showing all parts with a joke, right?
Right, but they might go, "Did you think of that in the moment?" And sometimes you do, but many times you don't. You're
Right. I guess that's our magic.
yeah.
Hey, you did a few, I guess not that many, but a lot of people have been trying to figure out how to do comedy in this very dark time for the live arts. You did a few outdoor shows. How was it?
Yeah, I've just started doing some outdoor shows, and it's pretty cool. Like, there's this one that is like people in lounge chairs, kind of like lawn chairs. And with the ticket they get like an igloo, because there's not wait service or anything. It's like kind of no touch. And the igloo has, we're in California, so it has like beer, water, and joints, tons of joints. So the air is just smoky with weed, but they give you like a new mic. Each comic gets like a cleaned mic that they wipe down, and it's like how strippers wipe down the pole like in between dances. And it just really embeds like reality, like like right. But it's been fun. It's fun doing jokes for a live crowd, and trying, I've been trying this joke, and I won't even say it's not really for TV, but it's very dark, Holocausty, Hitlery joke, and it keeps not working. But when you just stay with a joke too long, like you're like something. It's not that it's a bad joke. Maybe it just needs an and or a pause, but it's probably just heinous.
Hey, your podcast, obviously you're not the first person to have a podcast, but it's very unique in that instead of interviewing people, your listeners leave you voicemails. Are you enjoying this format?
I love it. Yeah. People are calling in from all over the world, it's so cool. Like Scotland and Finland and Sweden, and, it's like places I've never, ever been.
Well, it will come as no surprise to you that I greatly enjoy hearing your voice, both here and also in podcast form, and it is just a delight to have you. What are you looking at?
I was trying to remember what I was supposed to say to that question because I haven't looked at any notes and haven't followed any notes. But,
oh my God,
I don't know
you really have turned into your mother, and I haven't even met her, but I'm guessing.
You can cut this out.
No. I don't know.
Right.
Sometimes it's not that it's specific to the question. Sometimes I'm just in the moment. I'm genuinely curious. Now you're showing everybody. When I interview magicians, they don't give this much away.
What is it about magicians that gives them ponytails?
Well, I think that's a perfect question to leave our viewers wondering what the answer is. Hey, it's so great to see you. I hope next time I can see your face in person.
Bye, thanks. Good to see you.